So y'all, I just want to come on here and express that I'm going to be talking a lot more about mental health because I think that a lot of us kind of go through it, like I said in my post, but it becomes like a silent killer because no one talks about it. No one talks about the things that they experience, the things that they go through from day to day, mentally, emotionally, and how they battle and overcome these things. And it's a journey, like it's a never-ending journey. And definitely, my heart goes out to anyone that has struggled with mental health. Like, it's been real heavy on me the past few weeks, because I too struggle. And I definitely want my page to be an open space for anyone to hit me up in my DMs if they ever want to talk, if they ever want to express themselves, if they feel like they have no one to talk to, like whatever it is. I learned through mental health, like getting whatever is on your chest out or in your mind that feels like it's weighing you down, like that will help. And that's what's worked for me, is just being able to talk. Like, I use this platform to share a lot of things from my day-to-day to just encouragement, and it's helping me a lot. Like, honestly, I don't see my page being used for anything other than glorifying the Most High and raising awareness and giving encouragement. So I'm gonna be sharing a lot more on mental health specifically lately, and I just want to break the stigma of not talking about it. And there's a high stigma in people in the so-called truth, because you never hear no one talk about it, but people cope. I mean, there's people drinking and getting drunk, and a lot of people cope with mental health in different ways, and some of it not being the best, because some people don't realize they are coping. They just kind of look at it as like, oh, like this is just a part of my characteristic, and they don't realize that they are in fact coping with trauma, whether it be childhood, adulthood, present trauma that you deal with. I mean, a lot of us go through anxiety, social anxiety, separation. So me personally, I have been diagnosed with anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, and then I went through bouts of depression at points, and I was prescribed medication, and I never took it because I was worried about the side effects and me becoming more worse on pharmaceutical drugs, which is like witchcraft. I feel personally, because a lot of people that have been on them, they don't feel better. It helps them cope again. So here's the thing with mental health. Coping, I feel like, is not a solution. What the solution is changing our behavior, our habits, our mind pattern. Like, that's where the real goal is. It's not just to cope, So how anxiety and depression would play itself out in my life in the past was just a lot of smoking to mask the pain, a lot of feeling like I need to be included. I needed people around me. I needed attention, I needed to feel gratification from others, to feel, important or valued. If it was anxiety, social anxiety, I would want someone to come with me to go to the store. I didn't want to do things alone. If it was depression, where I had an episode, I would just isolate myself all day, literally just isolate myself. If you hit me up, I'm just literally gonna look at your message and not reply. If you were to call me, I'd look at the phone and just let it ring. I just would really isolate myself and become just more independent on myself, but it wouldn't make me feel better, and there were times where I just remember just really needing help and wanting someone to help me, and just so depression is living in the past, right? When you just continue to dwell on things in the past, and whatever it is, past traumas, past afflictions, past experiences, past people in your life, past relationships, past whatever it is, anything in the past. Because for you to be in that depressive state in the present, you're dwelling on what has already happened, which is past. So anxiety is more so when you're worried about things in the future, you're just dwelling on the future now, where it becomes a worried state of mind. You're anxious to go outside, you're anxious to talk to somebody and introduce yourself, you're anxious to put yourself out there, you're anxious to publicly speak, you're anxious, anxiety. So those are two things that really plague people. I can really see and feel coming from my own, circumstances, my own journey, and from what I've heard in the world and seeing people's story. Depression and anxiety is just one of those things. And And you know, I know everyone struggles with depression and anxiety in some form. It's just, it is heightened and more on a deeper level for some people. And that's just the way it is. It's just, you know, people cope differently, people experience emotions differently, people have different journeys of life, and they go through, you know, they have different traumas in their life. And I feel like we all should just be encouraged to speak up. And I know, like, some people may feel like, you know what, I believe in the Most High God. Like, I ain't finna have no depression or anxiety. I don't want to feel down and dark. Like, I'm not like that, you know, so why are you like that? Like, read the Bible. Look, let me say, the same people reading the Bible that we see post up stuff, the same people that, you know, share a lot of stuff, the same people that maybe go out and preach, like, they too struggle. Like, they too have feelings. And again, it's all about how they cope with it, whether they're speaking actively about it or in the dark, in, you know, behind closed doors. They could be doing whatever it is, having whatever addiction to cope with what emotions they struggle with. So man, like, I just really want to put it out there. Talking about your feelings is so important. Like, one thing I realized too is, like, dating, like, when you meet somebody, sometimes they've experienced trauma and you've experienced trauma, and y'all don't come together and talk about it, so it becomes a trauma bond. Like, y'all become bonded on. Y'all, I hope we all can heal together, that we all can kind of raise awareness for mental health and kind of work on our inner healing individually and collectively, because that's how we kind of heal each other. That's how we literally can rise. And we all are on this journey. Like, we all have different journeys. We all go through different things. We all are different ages. We all have different, like, backgrounds. Like, there's just so many differences, yet we all can suffer, unfortunately, with the same thing. You know, mental health, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, whatever it is. So I just want to put that out there, that my DMs are open. Hit me up if you have anything to talk about, if anything's on your mind and you just want to vent, or you just want to, like, you know, ask a question, whatever it is. Like, I am definitely down to hear you out, because I feel like we all have a voice, and once you start to use that voice, you'll understand how empowering it is to yourself and to others around you. So